Can you guys hear that? That river is deafening. We've had temperatures above freezing for like 4 or 5 days in a row now, and all of this stuff is melting. This is where I slept last night. Kind of a sketchy road, huh? But no one bothered me. Today is New Year's Day. Most everything is closed. I can't go to coffee shops or anything like that. So I'm gonna spend the day outside. I wanna do some hiking. The first place I wanna go is in South County. It's called Tyringham's Cobble. Beautiful views of the valley down there in southern Berkshires. Gonna hit some other stuff. As much as I can pack into today, I am just gonna be outside all day long and take you guys along with me. All right, now let's see if I can get out of this icy mess. So there's only about 20 feet of messy stuff, but I should be able to barrel right through that without problems. Yeah, see? Don't have my traction boards yet, but I took a little bit of a risk last night. Paid off, though. This town is so cute. Tyringham. I don't come here often enough. But the Cobble, which is right here, is a very hilly, rocky area with lots of trails. It's a trustee's property. Tyringham's Cobble. I thought it was called that because it's so rocky. Apparently a conservation group called the Cobblers bought the land in the 30s. They were trying to cobble together an archipelago of protected land. So it has nothing to do with the rocks or glaciers. This was caused by the same collision that created the Appalachian Mountains hundreds of millions of years ago. It upended a Cambrian seafloor up into the sky. Now it's just beautiful and exposed, rocky, lots of vistas I want to look at. It's in one end of a big valley, the Tyringham Valley, and the fog lingering on the mountaintops right now is just so enchanting. Chickadees are out, even though it's January 1st. They're eating the rotten apples here. This is a beautiful land. I tried to go down the Appalachian Trail for a little while. It cuts right through the Cobble. Started going up Sky Hill, which is around a 2,000-foot hill, but it started to rain, so I'm doubling back. I do not like getting wet. The only thing colder than a November rain is a January rain. I am absolutely freezing right now and soaked. I did hike to the summit that's here, Cobble Mountain. The AT goes right over it. Beautiful view of Tyringham Valley below. I actually flew my drone for a little bit. Hopefully I got some good footage. But I am soaked and it's getting dark. I've been hiking for 5 hours in this place, if you can believe it. I barely recorded or talked or anything. I kind of want to cram one more hike in while I still have some daylight. But check this out. This is a soapstone outcropping that I can't tell if it was deliberately carved to look like a bunny rabbit or it just formed that way. Pretty impressive though. I thought I'd go check out something down the street I always wanted to see. A Gilded Age mansion called Ashen Gardens, or what's left of it. It should be just a few minutes down this main road. Well, I'm here, I think. This is one of those places I have no idea where to park. I'm kind of on the grass next to a house. But there is a sign here, to ruins via garden, this way. There's benches and evidence of landscaping all over the place here. But I'm more curious about what's up these old steps. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I just follow that path up ahead, I think I see marble columns on that hill. Ashen Gardens was the estate of Rob Titus, a famous Egyptologist who somehow had a lot of money. He had this house built from 1910 to 1912, but he died a year later. Barely enjoyed the house. Only his widow and his widow's next husband lived in it for the next generation. Ashen comes from a Greek phrase. I think it means cascade on the hill. And this is just a beautiful landscape overlooking the Tyringham Valley here. Kind of have to hike up a little hill to get to what is left of the mansion, burned down in the fire, but you can see what still remains right here. You can kind of walk in what remains here. You can see all the dilapidated brick. I think I'll go this way. It looks a little more navigable. I want to try to get up to the backside, get a great view of those Doric columns right there. That is called the Doric style, those columns right there. And just like with ancient Greece, only the columns remain. This place burnt to the ground in 1952. Like I said, this guy had it built, he enjoyed it for 1 year, and then it became his widow's and his widow's next husband. So it didn't even really stay in his bloodline, you know what I mean? I find that's a thing with a lot of big houses everywhere I go, like Ha Ha Tonka Castle in Missouri. These big, gorgeous estates built by millionaires, billionaires that barely last a couple years, and either they're abandoned or burned down or just gifted away to the public. I can't help but notice how exposed this entire facade is to the frigid wind coming through the Tyringham Valley. I'd imagine this place must have had like a horrible heating bill if they had big windows like I thought I saw in the pictures. This place must have had an atrium. There's this underground hallway that kind of makes a U shape around this big open space in the middle. Very pretty, beautiful masonry. Now I have to figure out how to get down. It's like a 15-foot drop. Hopefully this thing has some stability to it. I don't think this was meant to be stairs, but it's gonna work its purpose right now. And I'm safe. Yeah, let's go in there. You see what I mean? How it kind of forms this U shape of a hallway that circles around this main space over here. Very cool. There's a hole right here. Okay, I kind of want to know what this is all about. Yeah, I'm not sure. This place looks pretty sketchy, but I see some light at the end. All right, so there's some wire, lots of ruins and stuff in here. But yeah, look at this. Look at how beautiful this must have been with these windows, these beautiful arcs over here on the left. This must have been an atrium. Yeah, this place reminds me a lot of the Gardner Mansion in Boston, in Fenway. Kind of like the same overall design, even with the columns. I think that had columns in the front too. I'm glad it still stands though. But this rain is starting to turn into ice. I can feel it against my skin. And it's getting dark soon, and it's getting cold. So I think I want to get back to my van. Oh, hold on. I'm going back to the parking area, and this road we were just on is called Sodom Road. These South County towns are so beautiful. I think I'm in Monterey right now. I actually passed something called the Knox Trail Forge, which makes me think this stretch was part of the Knox Trail. Henry Knox is the guy that dragged the cannons from Fort Ticonderoga to Boston in 1776 and expelled the British. I need to hit a coffee shop, but I thought I'd take you guys on a stroll through beautiful Great Barrington here in South County. Just a quaint little village. I think quaint is the perfect term for it. There's a castle right across the street from where I parked, and there's a picture of Charles Darwin on this utility box right here. I legit have no idea what this castle in downtown Great Barrington is. I've driven by it so many times. I think I'll try to take a peek. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a private estate or what, but it is just a spectacular grounds right here. Yeah, one day I'll look up what this house is all about, but not today. I just don't care enough right now. I mostly want to walk up the street and look at some of the quaint shops here. Beautiful architecture in downtown Great Barrington. There's also a theater right here called the Mahawi, like a performing arts center for plays and stuff. Never seen anything there though. I would like to. There are no normal like chain stores here on the main street. There's a candy shop, an alpaca fur clothing shop. I'm not kidding. Main Street, clothing designer I've never heard of. patisserie right here, another candy shop, a weed dispensary, a toy store, a coffee shop, a continuation of the toy store. Okay, there's a third candy shop. I think that's telling you something. I should go in and check it out. Let's see, we got a Gumby horse, a prosthetic nose for no reason, grow your own weed, weed-themed candy, bacon-themed stuff, lava lamps. Yeah, I was tempted to get something. Actually, I'm lying. I wasn't tempted to get anything in there at all. But I want to go around the corner here, Railroad Street. I think there's a bunch of cool shops up here, maybe some bars and restaurants and stuff too. Vintage barware. I wonder if there's anything in there I could use for the van. Now this is a nice looking restaurant. Got a nice bar in there. There's a mural here for W.E.B. Du Bois, the founder of the NAACP. He was born here in Great Barrington. There's another cool bar here, Baba Louie's. Baba Train. I don't know what the Baba thing is going on, but I am not going to be going to a restaurant. I still have some work to do. I will check out this art gallery across the street though. Or should I say a rock shop, Crystal Essence? Sure, I'll go look at some of this stuff. I admit I have a dangerous addiction to gemstones. Back in my old apartment, I had like amethysts, obelisks. I spent thousands, probably tens of thousands of dollars on that stuff. I tried really, really hard not to buy something from there. Right now, I'm gonna get to a coffee shop down the street. Not one of these fancy shoo ones that cost a fortune, even though there's one right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my good old Dunks. Time for some YouTube stuff. I gotta upload tomorrow's video. I depend on public Wi-Fi, and New Year's Day and Christmas are so hard because so many businesses are closed. Well, that rain turned into sleet real fast. I'm worried about all this freezing and waking up to black ice again. I still don't have my recovery gear. Well, that storm went south real fast. It's a blizzard out there. I actually looked on the forecast. It's supposed to be like a blizzard and below freezing, at least for the next 2 weeks. So today's hike was probably the last hike I'll be doing in a long time. Like 3 weeks. 3 months. Who am I kidding? 4 months even. Unfortunately, I have to stay in a Walmart lot tonight. I don't have my recovery gear yet, so I'm too afraid to stay out on the logging roads, out in the woods, my other hiding spots. Right now, there is a excavator or a backhoe or a plow, whatever that thing is. I hope it doesn't interrupt me during the night. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. You know, I don't want to get asked to move during the night because of a freaking plow. Winter van life is hard, folks, here in New England or anywhere where it snows. I'll just be honest with you, this sucks. But I survived it before. I'll survive it again. I will probably be grabbing my recovery gear tomorrow, making a beeline towards Boston where it's warmer, and I will see you in the next adventure then. Sorry I'm so close to the camera right now. It's because I'm hovering over my vent right here, trying to gather the heat. Okay, I'm rambling. Good night, everyone. Peace out.